Hi, this is Responding Non-Defensively Part 2, and I'm Jayne Turk, and this is Let's Talk Turkey. So, what the fuck, right? I'm so sorry. I can't believe that I did that wrong. Let me fix it. So what you didn't see in my first video was you didn't see apologizing, you didn't see defensiveness, you didn't see making excuses or explaining why you did things the way that you did them, because that's not part of responding non-defensively. So let's review what it is and what it isn't and see some more about what it looks like. So, these are the steps I gave you before, and there's two basic steps. There's a seek more information step, and there's a agree step. There isn't a apologize step. There isn't a let me explain why I was thinking about what I was doing. This is all about reclaiming your power. And so when we respond non-defensively, we're understanding what the other person is thinking, so then we can decide what, if anything, we're going to do about it. So some of you gave me examples that I'm going to address here. And I'm just going to say that most of your examples made me want to punch the person who was criticizing you or attacking you. And this is definitely not a course in how to commit violence, so I'll try and restrain myself. So, one of my students said that they often got criticized for their height. Okay, so your knee-jerk reaction is probably much like mine, right? If somebody criticizes me for my height or my body size or my eye color or anything else I don't have control over, my disability, whatever, I might be inclined to say, what the actual fuck? Why does it matter to you? But this class is about reclaiming your power. So instead, we're going to follow the steps. We're going to say, why is my height creating problems for you? Or several of you that responded to the "you're so lazy" example. And there we're going to both get more information, seek that more information, and we're also going to reframe. So we're going to say, why does my lack of activity cause you concern? Or is there something specifically you think I should be doing? So you're going to seek that more information in a way that reframes it. And because, as I mentioned before, oftentimes people are talking about something completely different. So it might be, once you've said, okay, so I get that you feel, for instance, that you're doing more work restocking because you're doing all of the top shelves plus the restocking portion that I'm doing. Or we might say, I get you feel like you're doing more of the housework because I'm resting. Is there something else going on? Is there anything else you want to talk about so I can make sure I understand what all of the issues are? And again, no nonverbal behavior that leads the other person to think you're being sarcastic. No sarcasm. No patronizing. No, like, oh, you think I'm lazy. Okay, prove it. Instead, you're going to say, so what is it that I'm not doing that is causing you concern? Okay, so you think that I should be getting all of this housework done. Is there anything else I'm missing? Is there anything else that you'd like me to talk to me about here? Okay, so we've got all of that. And then we step into the second part. And we do the agreement. And so we find that thing to agree with. You're absolutely right. An equal share of the work is super important. So again, we are reframing in a way that is not invalidating what they're saying, but it's not agreeing with their judgment either. So you're not going to say, you're right, I am too short to reach the top steps. You can say, you're absolutely right that it's fair that we're doing equal amounts of work. So you're agreeing with their right to their perception, or you're agreeing with some underlying issue You're not debating with them. And this is it. You're gonna agree. And this conversation can be over. Just like that. You don't have to do any more. You've sought more information. You've agreed with them. It can be over. Now, if you want more of a resolution than that, then you can go and you can think about it. And you might come back later and say, I've been thinking about what we talked about, and I can see where my height makes it harder for me to do the stuff on the top shelf. But it also makes it easier for me to do stuff on the bottom shelf. So would you feel like we were dividing the work fairly if I made sure to be always the one getting on the ground and getting that bottom shelf taken care of while you're getting that top shelf taken care of? Or you're absolutely right that there's a lot of housework that needs to be done. And maybe we should come up with a way that we can divide it so we both feel like we're on the same page and we're getting the things done we need to get done. I'm not agreeing that I'm lazy or I'm not entitled to rest. Instead, I'm reframing in a way that acknowledges and recognizes maybe some legitimate concerns or maybe some not legitimate concerns, but I've chosen to take the power back. And that's what I want for you. I want you to be able to respond in a way that's non-defensive. So you're seeking more information and you're paraphrasing and you're saying, what else are we really talking about, dude? And then you're going to agree. And then it's over if you want it to be. Here's the facts. People want to be heard. Sometimes they want to whine. They really want to be heard. If we get sucked into this and we're constantly defending, then this is a never-ending cycle. If you're like, okay, I'm hearing you. I'm really hearing you. I understand what you're concerned about. And you're right that work needs to be shared fairly. Boom. People feel heard. That conversation can be over. And if you don't want it to be over, if you want more resolution than that, then you can come back and say, I've been thinking about it, which is super validating for the other person. Super validating that you were thinking about what they were saying, and you're offering a solution. Not a solution, by the way, that they have no input into. You're offering it up as an option. And then they can say, yeah, that would work for me. Or they can come back with a, how about if we did this? And an interesting side note, often what you're going to find is just because you've heard them, they're going to feel all better. We all want to be heard. I hope this was helpful. No sarcasm, but do practice empathy. In case no one said it today, I love you. This has been a quick version of Let's Talk Turkey with Jayne Turk. If this is content you appreciate, please like, follow, and share. Have a great one.